U.S. Central Command says it completed an 11th straight night of attacks on Iran. Officials are seeking to deteriorate Tehran's ability to threaten commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump said this yesterday about the ongoing fighting.
If we left today, it would take them decades to rebuild, and I don't believe they could ever rebuild. And honestly, they haven't seen anything yet. We've been nice. We've been nice.
Meanwhile, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth told lawmakers yesterday the cost of the war has risen to $37.5 billion. But multiple sources tell CBS News the actual cost of the conflict is much higher than that estimate. CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro is kicking off our coverage as he follows all this from our Washington bureau. Aaron, good morning. What else did we learn about the Iran war during yesterday's hearing on the Hill, in addition to its ballooning costs?
Yeah, good morning, Errol. That cost is about $12 billion more than what we heard from the administration towards the beginning of this year, around April. But we also saw Secretary Hegseth give a bit more detail on what exactly that $67 billion supplemental budget request encompasses. He said $46 billion is for resupplying munitions and expanding production lines. $21 billion is for military pay, fuel, and replacing equipment. But throughout his hearing, Senate Democrats were clearly frustrated that they did not get answers on what exactly the path to end this war is. Take a listen to some of his more combative responses and exchanges with Senate Democrats.
I think your characterization of this incredible effort as a failure is reckless. And I think it's irresponsible. And I think it smears the sacrifice of the troops that are out there making on behalf of the American people to ensure that Iran never gets a nuclear weapon. Shame on you and others who call this a quagmire and a failure, and then you want to turn around and say you support the warfighter. Either you do or you don't.
Secretary Hegseth, if you listen to my comments, you would have heard me say how amazing our warfighters are.
I heard failure. And the word heard, I heard exactly what you said.
I will tell you how I use the word failure, because I use the word failure to their leaders. You, sir, are the failure.
You saw many exchanges with Hegseth and Senate Democrats in terms of them questioning his past comments, declaring total victory and that Iran's military has been completely destroyed. And they're squaring that with the reality now in which Iran is striking commercial vessels as well as U.S. bases in the region. Hegseth pushed back and said that the main goal of preventing Iran from having a nuclear weapon has been achieved. You also mentioned that the total cost of this war is likely higher, according to sources. They note that that is because the current estimate that Hegseth gave does not include costs like military construction for U.S. bases that have been damaged throughout this war.
And Aaron, I also understand that President Trump has reportedly secured a nuclear deal with Saudi Arabia. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, according to the Wall Street Journal and the Associated Press, the president has formally approved this agreement with Saudi Arabia to enable uranium enrichment in that country with the help and oversight of the American government and American companies in terms of actually developing a uranium enrichment facility. That is pending a study, according to reports, by the U.S. and Saudi Arabia, but would be a notable move. It would last 30 years, would cost tens of billions of dollars. And at least the conditions set would give the U.S. and the White House influence over what that program looks like, the development of it, a way, according to reports, for the White House to prevent any nuclear enrichment from being misused or used by the military, and could also address concerns from those in Congress, both Republicans and Democrats, who oppose the spread of nuclear technology in the Middle East. Should this actually happen, though, Congress has not much power really to stop it, as stopping this move would require a 2/3 vote in this highly divided Congress. CBS News has reached out to the White House for confirmation and comment on these reports.
All right, we'll wait to hear more on this. Aaron Navarro in Washington. Aaron, thank you.